All right, for the ones that are watching or ones gonna watch the stream, I hope you all are gonna enjoy this stream as well. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Um, I hope you all had a great weekend as much as I had a good weekend. Nothing really bad or anything that has happened, but still, still feeling the same way that I have been on Friday or on not Friday, but on Thursday. And that. But here's a good thing though. Here's a good news. They're gonna be exact because I all three tests have passed. Doesn't mean that I'm done just yet because they have to figure out where the black watery stools are coming from, which part of my body is releasing all of this without any redness or anything like that. So obviously there is some sort of problem inside my system, but they're going to be doing something different. So instead of doing an upper or lower endoscope or a colonoscopy, they're going to be doing a CAT scan on me. Um, last week, no, a week, not last week, but the week before. It was on a Friday of not last week, but the week before. I had a um, I had a uh, an ultrasound happening. So they did pictures. They took pictures of my intestinal, my big colon and all that, and just checking around. And then they did that, and then on Tuesday of last week, I had that or I had the upper endoscope last week. So everything seemed like it was good, but there is certain things that they cannot see. So they're going to be doing a CAT scan on me, which is the next one, to figure out where this black stuff is coming from. And I'm feeling, you know, there's days that I feel really low. Like I can tell that I'm not going to be doing very well or anything like that. I will have like, solids and all that stuff and they come out great. And then later on during that day, my gut starts to feel a little bit sore and a little bit more heavy and everything else. So it's almost like something is blocking my internal and that and so what the CAT scan is going to do is they're going to take pictures of my internal and they're going to see the abnormal stuff that is happening inside my big colon or inside the small colon because they need to see the whole colon, right? They need to see how I'm doing and everything else like that. So if they do that, then it'd be all right. Hmm. So I am not afraid or anything um, of doing the CT scan. What they're going to do is they're going to put a dye in me, like what they did with my eye. And this dye is going to go into my organs. So they're going to go into my organs and they're going to search out everything like that. I have to drink a lot of water and all that stuff so that they can see clearly my whole inner side, so that I don't have to worry about anything that will affect me or anything like that. The stuff that I be getting should be fine. I'll be able to probably drive in that, but they probably just want me to rest, take her easy, see how I'm doing. They're gonna keep me there for 15 minutes and see how I'm doing afterwards. Because after doing that whole thing, with the dye that's going into me. It's a little bit more thicker dye, so they're putting in a lot of dye in on my system to see how everything is working inside. They're also going to be checking my kidneys and my liver. I believe they're going to be checking those things out because it has stuff to do as well um, for your your small and large intestine, colon. So they're going to be doing a lot of these CAT scans, but if they do find something that's abnormal, and it needs to be looked at, and maybe they might put me on pills, or they might put me on a different medication, or they might put surgery, which is the last resort that they want to do. If they look at it and say, okay, this guy needs needs a part of his small colon to be taken out, but the rest look like it's okay. Now it could be that it could be certain things that might be happening inside as well. I could have cancer. Now, if I have cancer in my system or anything like that, then they will have to look at it and say, okay, you have an abnormal, co- you have an abnormal and everything else. We're going to check everything out inside, see how it is, and that's it. Hmm. It is something to look at. It is something to be like to me. It'd be not really concerning if I have cancer or anything like that, because apparently it does run in my family a bit. On well, my dad had cancer and he passed away from cancer, but I'm not too worried about anything. All sorts of things, like I'm not afraid, nor am I scared, nor am I sad or mad. Actually, if I do have certain things, I'll be happy because one thing is that they found the problem, what's causing everything of what I'm getting, what I'm feeling. I'm feeling lately like certain days that I feel kind of low, like I mean like really low, like tired almost. Lately, I haven't today. I've been pretty wide awake actually, and other stuff. But on Wednesday of last week, out the day after my endoscope, um, I had pain in my system that I haven't felt for a little while, and it felt like I don't know, it just felt really weird. Like it made it really weird that inside my system felt like I need to go to the bathroom really badly. I had to go to the bathroom so that I go, and when I did the bathroom, it all came out so quickly, so quickly that I was out, I was um, out. I was going to get something to eat on Wednesday because I can, do stuff on Wednesday. And as soon as I left, my gut felt really weird. And then after that, I'd like, something's weird here. Something doesn't feel right. And then when I did come back home, I didn't. I just gone got something to eat. I put it down right down right away so that I could go to the bathroom. And then when I went to the bathroom, it just all came out. Like I barely made it to the toilet. That's how close I was. Um, Barely. It was almost like an explosion that was happening. When you have something compact and it needs to blow out, that's what it feels like. It felt like it was a compact system that just exploded. And that was just harsh. And it felt really relieving. Like it felt really relieved. And then again, I had that on Sunday or Saturday. Saturday or Sunday. Um, I got it again, and, and it felt like pressure in my system again. And then again, I didn't go out anywhere, but I gone to the bathroom and everything just, yep, it just came out so quickly. And still, both times, like you can see the darkness in the stool, in the watery stool. You can see the darkness, but there's also brown, normal brown, you know? And I was thinking, you know what? It's not as harsh. Um, it's not as harsh as the other time that I had it. Like it was in this black, you know, but it was still a bit black, and it is still a little bit concerning. It could be anything that could be in my system. It could be anything that could be going wrong. I don't know. But if I have something like cancer, or if it's a terminal, internal, terminal, you know, cancer like stage 4 or higher, then you know, then it is, you know, it's way to be way it is. How life is, you know, life is pretty short for most of us, and others are long. But I'm not too worried of what may or may not happen. I'm not worried about it because usually nothing be fine. It just seems like that, you know. It just seems like something that is terrible, something that is, I don't know, you know, something that you just don't know in the future what it could be or how it could be. And I'm just letting you guys know I am drinking a Coca-Cola here, so that's probably why you will hear me pause once in a while. So yeah. So everything it seems all right. My my thing on the uh my CAT scan is on the 10th of next month, which is pretty close. So they're going to be taking some pictures and all that stuff. And because I have an eye appointment on this day and I have this thing on that or Remicade later on, um, they're going to be taking certain things, and I might have to cancel the eye appointment and as well the Remicade that I get, because if I'm in surgery for something, and then I will have to cancel those appointments if I have surgery. Because surgery will take a few weeks. You got to lay down. You got to make sure that you lay on your back so that you're not hurting your stitch and your stomach and all that stuff. That's going to be hard to do because I like to sleep on my side or on my stomach, which would affect me, you know. Um, but it prevents you from, you know, not hurt reopening up your stitch or anything like that. So yeah. So I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. I am kind of worried that they won't find anything as usual. And if once they don't find anything, and then I guess I just keep with the black stool every time, and that's about it. If they can't find anything out, but anything could happen, right? Anything, this blackness can get actually worse in the future. It could turn out like I have stomach stomach cancer or colon cancer or colorectal cancer. You know, it's like there's quite a bit that could happen inside. And after when I'm pretty much, you know, done with, There's not much anything else can happen. But I'm not too afraid. I'm not too scared. I'm not too anything. I'm just simply saying that if my time is up, my time is up. Like I'm not afraid of anything. I'm just afraid of not finding the source. And then all of a sudden I get a bad news saying that, yeah, you do have this and it's in stage 3 or stage 4. That's what I'm kind of worried about. And I am not, I never had anything other than, nothing. So, so it is something that I wanted to mention, like you don't know with a lot of stuff. Like I'm a low income person. I'm not no mid or high income person. I'm a low income, meaning that I have low wages, low everything. So dealing with everything that I have to go through instead of being tortured or being in pain for the rest of my life, why not? Why not just do what needs to be done, you know? Life is short, but if you have nothing in your life, no girlfriend, no wife, no kids, no nothing, you know, then that's to me is a perfect way because you don't have any connections. You don't have anything, but you do have one is that your family is still alive and they will be there when you pass away. You know what I mean? At least your mom will be there, your dad might be there if he's still alive, and so forth. And to me, I think that would be the best way to go. Now, you're probably saying, well, why don't you get a girlfriend? Why you get this and that? There's so much I cannot say. If I say the words and all that stuff, it will be taken away. Like for some reason, if you say certain words out there and all that stuff, they will put a flag up and all this about it. And I'm just like, no, I might as well just not even say anything about it. But I'm just telling you that with me not having anything, and it's like that. Like I'm not mentally, I'm not mentally and emotionally, I'm very strong on my what I believe in. You know what I mean? Everybody has that. Everybody does. If you're mentally strong and emotionally strong, then you have a lot of in going for you. But I am physically weak on the inside. Physically weak on the inside, not on the outside. People may look at you and say, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with you and all that. You look better than me in most cases," and or something like that. Or they will say something really, you don't want people to say stupid things to you in a way that or everything else. You want a a thing where you're able to have. Now, if I ever say if I did pass away or something like that, and I am streaming like this, but a different game or something like that. Well, if I go and you know, start doing this game and having a great time and everything else like that, then I wouldn't mind being that person being transferred into that game. It'd be almost like a real life, you know? It'd be like a real life thing, not like anything not like anything. It'd be fun, it'd be exciting, it'd be adventure, you know. It wouldn't be like boring, I could say. I don't want to be in a place that is boring. I always want to, you go and you start from the bottom and you work yourself up and then you make different things like maybe friends or whatever, or I don't know. I don't know what happens after we all pass on, but I really like to have an adventure. If I do pass away, I hope that my spirit, my whatever will go and find a place where I can have adventure, something that I would love to be, love to have, and love to feel. After when we pass away, we don't wake up. Our bodies are gone forever on here, like on this earth and that. But it doesn't mean that we totally disappear. I have a feeling that we still regenerate in some other way. And for myself, I'd rather be somewhere not around on this planet. I want to be somewhere where it be a little bit more fun, exciting, you know, adventure, um, and so forth. Just having a great time. That's what I like to see in a lot of different places. And it'd be kind of cool to actually do something like that. So, do I or don't I? I think it'd be the best way that we can, that I like to go out on. If I was, say, like transferred, like my soul went into a futuristic, like almost like a game, like, and then change it a little bit where I can like be the, not like the head honcho or anything, but being something that would be great to be. And that's what I lack in. I really like to have some sort of adventure instead of being like what I am now with this gut thing that I have, the IBD, and being in constantly like feeling like I'm bloated every time, or my stomach is growling, and me having gas and going to the bathroom a lot, and surgeries and all that stuff. I don't know if I really want that. And if I get cancer or something, do I really want to get treated? This is all different questions that I have for myself, not to other people, but for myself. Do I really want to suffer that I am feeling right now? And the thing is that I don't. I want to get back to my old, like, myself when I was younger. When I was younger, that's when everything was a little bit better. Yeah, I had troubles eating and all that stuff. But if I went back and say, hey, I have this problem of sore stomachs and everything else, and it seems like it might be more than what you think it is. It's going to be something that I wanted to, if I gone back and did that, and I probably be would have been treated a little bit differently instead of being not treated. Um, until several years later, then I got treated. Now, with everything else, it just wouldn't mean that I'd be treated any better than I would be, um, but I'd probably be a little bit more better at stages what I go through. It's always good to have people that have the same as you do, but the confidence, a person that will give you the confidence in it, but it's hard when you don't have that. It's very hard to have confidence in yourself if you don't have a confidence of your girlfriend or of your wife or even if you have a child. If I have like I don't have any of those. So most of you guys and ladies do have that. You may wish that you never had, but you know what? It gives you that confidence on what you're fighting for that's in front of you or beside you. And that's the whole difference between myself and you. You have something to fight for. But a person who does not have anything to fight for, they, you know, it just, instead of being in pain for the rest of your life, you want to have something that is a little bit better than anything in your whole life. You don't want to suffer. Nobody should suffer, but they end up being suffered because, well, there's either a cure or not a cure. For people with IBD, like Crohn's and colitis, there's no um, cure. There's none. All they could do is slow down the disease, but doesn't mean that that disease will um, disappear. It just means it's a slow disease that's slowly killing inside of your big or small intestine, and then that's it. It is very sad in a way to say, like, is it good for me to do this? Is it not good for me to do this? What is good? What is not good? Like, I can't even eat tacos, you know? I never gone to Taco Bell. Never. I never been to Taco Bell at all, and I heard stories that some people get food poisoning from them. Others, I heard it's so good that they enjoy it a lot, and there's some that will say, "Ah, it gives me a lot of gas, and I'm on the toilet most of the time." But good food. So in a way, there's like three different types of stuff, but I don't know. I never had the opportunity to have Taco Bell. Never had the opportunity. I had fresh tacos, like with the meat and the cheese and the salad and the sour cream with the tomato slices and so forth. That were all good, but and that's all we ate. We ate something like that. And I felt really good after a while and all that stuff. Yeah, it does give me gas or whatever. Hot dogs, I did enjoy it as well. But now hot dogs just go right through me. It doesn't stay very long. It just goes in and out pretty quick. And I don't want that because my body can't regenerate or heal quick enough if it goes out too fast. It goes in, it goes out, and it's not the greatest not the greatest feeling for yourself. I just, if I do have cancer, more likely I probably have nothing because they will not find, or maybe they did find something, but they don't want to treat it because it's not big enough. And That's always a thing. Like if they missed it, if they missed it inside your system, then what else could they miss inside of a person? Now, when I did my colonoscopy, they gave me the wrong thing inside my system. They give a prep 4 liters that I'm supposed to drink. Half of it I'm supposed to drink, and the other half in the morning. But I couldn't drink that stuff in the morning because my stomach would just it wouldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it because it was just too much. And I can't do it 10 minutes or whatever. I have to take my time on it. And there's no way that I'd be able to drink all of it. I give myself so much time to drink it, and I couldn't drink 8 liters, or not 8 liters, but eight large cups, glasses of this stuff. I only did 6.5 or 7.5. Five, no, yeah, between maybe 5.5 or 6.5, around there. Um, it was tough doing that, and I struggle. And because I struggle, like I told you, you need support of a family members or anybody that's in your family to help you support to keep things down so that you look at someone and you want to be there and you want to get healthy for them. But in my case, I don't have that. And you'll probably ask yourself, well, why don't you get yourself one? It's so complicated that you would say, well, so what? Who gives a shit? And all that stuff. And I've been hearing that all the time. But when you're in my shoes, you will understand. But when you're outside and trying to look on the inside, you don't see you don't see it at all. You only see the outside of the expect, but you don't see the what's happening in front. Now, if a lady is having problems and all that stuff, what are you gonna say to that lady? You know, oh, just stuck it up. You'll be fine. Nothing will happen to you. Next thing you know, she's in the hospital because she got um, severely happened. Something happened to her from her either her boyfriend or her family. This is when you're looking from the outside in. It's hard. When you're looking from the inside looking out and you're trying to get signals out, people just ignore. They don't look at a person and say, I am there. I will be there. I will make sure that you be fine. And you know what? You get a lot, some people like that, not a lot, but a very small portion of the population will do something like that. But if you get if you're doing this, most people will say, "So what? Who cares?" and everything else like that. But you have to understand of their views, not what your view is, but their views. I have been single for um, 13 years, about 13 years. I've been single. I haven't gotten a girlfriend. I haven't gotten anything because I am kind of stuck in one particular thing that I cannot go out of because they don't want me to leave. And They fight me all the time, and I try to do it, and then I end up being stressed out so much that my body is starting to break down, and pretty soon, if I do get cancer or something like that, I'm not going to get treated. I'm just going to just let myself, you know, pass away, not getting treated. And it'd be better for me because if I don't have anybody to, uh, if you don't have anybody that, that be there to coach you to um, be beside you, you know, then what's the fourth, you know? And even nurses, doctors, they will say the same thing, but they're not in your shoes, so they can say whatever they want to say, but they will not be able to understand the situation that you are in because they won't allow you to have the understand have them. They don't want to understand. They rather just do their job and that's it. To me, it needs to change. It needs to change so that when people that don't have anything have the right to do what they want to do. And that's good for me. I don't want people thinking, well, that's crazy. You're saying that this and that, not and this, and who gives a shit what your family? Just do whatever you want. Uh, that's the point. I try, but I end up not doing it because, well, one thing, I'm in the same place where they want me to be. I'm on, and yet they don't give me the space that I need. They have in the past, but now it's different because after since I got sick, they just tend to be a lot closer. And I'm thinking, if I have some sort of illness or some sort of thing, I will not take the treatment. I will not take the treatment. I will not take the treatment. Just because it is something that I always felt like that the treatment would be better for someone that is more that has something to fight for. You know what I mean? So if an older guy that's in his 70s or 80s and he has cancer and they say, well, we don't want to do this. And then they see me and saying, oh, you have a fighting chance. And knowing that him and I are in the same deal, and because of my age, because of his age, it's a little bit more different. I'd rather that stays, he survives because he has everything that he has, which is his wife, his children, and his grandchildren right there. Where for myself, that don't have anything, I'd rather me pass away and him to survive. That's how I see things, and that's how I work. I'd rather have that person alive than myself. That's all. Give me a second here. I gotta turn on the light. It's getting a little dark in here. So this is the whole thing, you know. This is the whole deal of this. It's like, do you want or do you want to stay? Do you want to stay to get suffered for the rest of your life and not having anybody, or do you want to, you know, pass away and that'll be it. I would choose that if I don't have anything to fight for, you know, I would choose that direction. I would choose the direction of the someone else to live and myself to go. That person might be that might have a small child, you know, that might have a girlfriend and a small child or a child that's coming while he's taking all of this. I'd rather he survives or she survives than a person like myself not to survive. Because when you're keeping a person like me alive, it's you're torturing the person. You're torturing the person in a way that that person is going to be what you call it and might, you know, might not do so good. Might do whatever it takes to whatever it takes, you know. A lot of people will go on to hard drugs, you know, and in that. And I don't recommend anybody doing hard drugs or anything like that. I wouldn't recommend any of that. But some of them do if they are in pain of some sort. But most of that is because of mental illness. What mine is not mental illness. Mine is physical illness inside physical illness. The difference is between a person that had a shitty life and that, but don't have anything wrong, like no medical, no nothing like that. eh, That's different, you know. That is different. But if you are on drugs and all that stuff, that's your mental state. Your mental state is pretty much gone and it needs to be restarted again so that you can think positively and so you can get off the drugs. Because once you're on drugs and that, you're basically hooked. You need to be strong up on your head. You need to be strong, especially if you have children or a girlfriend. You don't want to end up somewhere where you're you know you don't want to end up like that. You got to end up being strong. Without being strong, you're going to end up being very weak. Most people are very weak minded. They use booze, they use drugs, you know, to numb the pain and everything else like that. But for a person that has that mental issues, you know, then that's damaging to them. It's not damaging to myself, but it is damaging to the person of themselves. What I have is a physically inside and it's always sore. I take prescription in an IV as well, uh, so that I can be healthy. I get checked with a colonoscopy and other stuff that is happening. So I always get checked all the time, see how I'm doing. But if there is a case of stuff that is happening, I don't want to be the person to wanting to live of that physical pain that I feel and that not emotional. Emotionally, I'm pretty strong. Mentally, I'm pretty strong as well. I don't do I don't do like stuff like perks, oxys, and fentanyl. I do not do any of those things, and the people who do those things are mentally weak and emotionally weak. Those are the hardest drugs that anybody can have. Yeah, marijuana is up there, and shrooms as well, and that speed and heroin and cocaine and that, you know. But if you put everything in perspective, marijuana is not the strongest. It could be strong when you mix it up with certain chemicals like hash oil or honey oil, which are very potent and very strong. It can knock you off your feet. But I would never do that. I would only have something that's a little bit weak, you know? I'd rather have it weak than having it too strong. Because your day will just be like, and then you're always doing something that you don't want to do or saying something that you don't want to say, you know? It's not like a person can do that, like yourself or me. It's what's up in your big head. You have to be mentally strong on those things. And I'm finding more and more people with mental weaknesses are really mentally weak. You gotta fight. You gotta fight with everything you got. And I know you do. If you have a mental illness and everything else, you got to keep yourself busy by doing something. Either if it's carpentry, doing more work time, um, spending more times with your friends, maybe get some new friends if your old friends are terrible, you know, just get something. Get a boyfriend, get a girlfriend, you know, anything to keep your mind off things and keep going. You got to snap out of your depression and everything else that you have and start looking forward. Because if you look at people that are suffering from the inside, they're going through the most hardest things of all. Like myself, you know, a cancer patient, um, a, a person that has migraines. Like my grandfather died from a brain aneurysm. He drank a lot because he was just so much in pain that the alcohol helps it numb inside to numb the pain of what he had. A lot of people will go into these things and you know and it turns out being something that is really bad for a lot of people. Back in the day, a lot of parents did drink a lot. They drink to satisfy, you know, themselves, to go out partying with their friends and that. And my generation is the same thing. Generation X are the same thing, but not as bad as uh, not as bad as the boomers. Boomers are the ones that are pretty much alcoholics right now. And then you got, you know, the millennium, and then you got Generation Z. So those two, as the years go by and decades go by, people are going to be doing certain things that they never experienced or their family never experienced. Like myself, like we did a lot of what is it called? Coercion writing, something writing, where you have to write on the piece of paper, like writing the C and how to do the H and everything else like that. From A through Z, basically doing everything that you need to do. Well, it is something, or writing DAV, uh, you know, it just certain things out there that a lot of these kids never learn until later on, or not, or they never learned at all. Converse, something writing, concursive writing, I think it's called, um, is something that I didn't even know they took out. But I started thinking they've been using a lot of times with computers in that, so they never really written down anything at all. And they just finding this out um, when the Generation Z is growing up that they don't know how to spell on paper, only on computer or with something with word search or if you misspell something, we'll spell it back. I can't remember what that is called, but there is quite a bit of different things that are happening today than they did back in my day. My day, even my family, my mom, my mom and dad's day, back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they were all different. They all had typewriters and all that stuff. When I gone to school, we had computers, IBMs, Macintoshes. A lot of people your age might not know what a Macintosh looked like or an IBM looked like. There is quite a bit of computers out there that are a lot older than most people that watch me right now. Give me a second here. I got to clear my throat. There we go. I hate that. Most times I get a lot of phlegm stuck in my throat, and then I have to clear my throat out to talk to you. But yeah, just a lot of things that most people don't realize how the generation are a little bit more getting easier, but as well, it's getting harder as time goes on. And it's not going to be easy for the next generation, which is Generation Alpha. Right now, I'd be Generation, if I had any kids, they'd be Generation Z. But I don't have any kids, nor do I have a wife or a girlfriend or a wife. So, in fact, is I have really nobody that is like me. Most of the times, when you have found someone that's like you, who thinks of their heads, and nothing else, that's the person that you really want to date. Because the last thing is on their mind is making an intimate relationship with someone that may or may not be staying right beside you at the end. You want to be up strong mentally. And that's what I go for. I go for a lady that's strong mentally and emotionally. Physically, don't care. If they're physically weak, like maybe they might have one side of their body is like weaker than the other, or if they have They might have some sort of um, problem or anything like that, then the medical and all that stuff will be different. I'd rather have something that is a little bit more different. I like to see if any ladies would actually go out with a guy, that is who's strong, not physically, but strong mentally and emotionally. Mm. There's one more thing that I like in a lady too is patience. I wonder how patient they can be. Most ladies are not that patient what they used to be. A lot of times, a lot of ladies will see that guy, you know, and be patient of doing whatever with him in the future. But because I'm in my mid 40s, I never got to experience a lot of stuff in my when I was younger. And like I said, it deals with my mom's side. It doesn't deal with anybody else except for my mom. And because of it, I cannot move or cannot do anything because, well, I'm stuck. So that's why I said if I don't have anybody to fight for, then I have the right to choose a person who can live or who can pass away. If an older person that's older that has the same thing as I do, I'd rather that he lives and I pass because he has a family where I don't have a family. And it's torture for any doctor or nurse saying that, oh, don't worry, this and that. And then when you go and ask them out, they would say, oh, sorry, I'm already taken, or oh, sorry, this and that. So, what I've been doing in hospitals and all that stuff is that I went to and I asked, so how's your husband doing? Or I like your tattoos or anything like that, just to get to know that person. That's how I am to figure out these things. So if I ask the big question and say, why don't you go out? And they would say, oh, I got a boyfriend or got a girlfriend. And it's like, okay, but when you said that you're single or anything like, was that a lie? So you have to kind of catch them off guard. And that's what I would do. And that's what I'm doing right now is actually asking these ladies and seeing, and then if I see them again, and if there was bad news or anything like that, then I will ask them that question. And then if they say, "Oh, I'm sorry that I don't," you know, then this is the problem because if a guy is asking you out on his deathbed or whatever, let him fight for something, even if it means having a relationship with him. And it's not like I'm her patient or anything, like full time patient. I'm just another patient that's going to be going in and out. And there's always going to be a different nurse. So this is my plan. My plan is to see if any of these ladies would actually go out with a person like me. Guarantee you they will not go out with a guy like me. They won't. They will say whatever and to get out. And that's the problem. That's the problem. They pick and choose who they want. They don't. I'm a, like, as you know, I'm a YouTuber. And this is like the stories that I'm saying. The stories that it could be fiction or it could be true in the future of what may happen, what may not happen. And so I hope for myself and later on that I'll be able to do what I can have in the wish that I really want. Like it's not anything that people should be excited for or mad about or anything. It is that person's choice on if they want to or not. You have to ask yourself, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? Are you fighting for your are you fighting for your girlfriend? Are you fighting for your kid or kids? Are you fighting for your own future? What are you fighting for? That's the biggest question you have to ask yourself. Because most times we that are single, that don't have anything else there is, it's better to actually, have this than not having it at all. I'm not saying go out there and do something about it. I'm just simply saying if you have cancer, if you have what I have, if you have, a brain aneurysms and just nonstop hurting, and you don't have anybody else, then you should, oh, pardon me, you should choose what you want to do. You should choose what you don't want to do and say, okay, this is what I want to do. I have someone, so I'm going to fight for that person, and I want her beside me holding my hand. And that's it. I'd like to have that lady or a girlfriend or a wife right there beside me, holding my hand and telling me it's going to be okay, or telling me at least, fight for me and fight for our child or something like that. If you have a child, that's what you should be doing is fighting for both your wife and your child. Nobody else. You're not fighting for your mom or your dad or your brother, sister, or anybody like that. You're fighting for yourself with everything else. You have the right. But just make sure, make sure that you rethink it. You do certain things and you ask yourself, is this the right way of doing things or this is the wrong way of doing things? If you're thinking of it as mentally, then you're doing it wrong. If you're doing it with physically, that is physically in pain that you just don't want anymore, you don't want to be suffering anymore, and all that stuff, then you should have the right to choose which way that you want to go. The doctors don't have that choice. The doctors do have the choice of listening or not listening. If they listen to you, you have the right to do what you always wanted to do. But you don't have the right if you are mentally um, incapable of saying, you know. So it's better to have a clear mind that's out of your own space. If you are not clear on what you want to say, don't be afraid and just say, hey, I'm struggling here mentally. I am looking for someone's help, but nobody's giving me that help. Would you be able to would you be able to help me out on this or on that? When you're mentally when you're mentally not not doing so well, I think you got the right to do so. And there is a lot of mental problems out there. There is quite a bit. And I think families with mental illness, with kids with mental illness and all that stuff, and it's going to get, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any worse. It's just going to be the same for a lot of people, and it's not going to help out. As much as you can do, you can't keep them inside. You can't keep them isolated because that's even going to make it worse for them. What you got to do for these uh, mental patients that have mental weaknesses is that, and emotional weakness is that they need guidance of where to go. They need guidance of knowing which way, which path, or what, of what to say and how to say it. If they talk to their families are the worst thing to talk to. In some cases, a lot of young, uh, a lot of young people are too afraid to actually ask their parents about this because their parents are given what is called a false hope, not a hope. It's a false hope. If they talk to a stranger, they might actually get a positive response from the person. And I think that's what they need to do is that some of these people have family. And when you're in a small town or a reserve or something like that, and you don't have anybody new or anybody that's around, that is really hard for most of these young people today. Is because they're seeing the same people, and if they want to ask for help, they're too nervous to actually ask for help because most of them will not gimmick, but put them down because they're looking for help, someone to help out, but nobody in their family would help them out. And it is to the point where people just don't listen. Anyways, if you like this stream or going to like this stream, I hope you do all like this stream. I am playing Front Mission first. Been playing it for a little while. This is the 11th, um, my 11th or part 11 for this stream right here on the Front Mission. I hope you enjoy it as much as I've been playing it. And if you like this stream, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new here. If you are older, please put a two thumbs up or at least a thumb up so that I know that you like this content. I know that I've been babbling on for over an hour, but I just figured that I tell you what I feel and sometimes what other people feel. Not everybody is the same. Everybody is different with their own different cases, but definitely if you have a mental problem, I recommend getting help. And because you may have something, and everything could be off. So I say get some help. All right, let's continue. All right, continue. Okay. I just want to say my life wasn't as good as most of you think my life was. It's basically like all of yours. The only difference is that we had discipline when we were younger. Without that discipline, a lot of people don't have that knowledge of knowing what it feels like, and a lot of them will be not discarded from their own families, but morally, you know, other things that will happen. Like when I was younger in the 80s, there was a policy of what people say when you're a when if you're a baby boomers know about this more than anybody else, is that when you're younger, you're only be to looked at, but not to be, or you're only be to be looked, seen, but not heard. That's it. You only to be seen, but not heard. Things have changed since the mid 90s. Uh, so from the mid 90s, kids are supposed to be heard and kids are supposed to be seen. So it's always good. But the only bad part is that a lot of kids don't get discipline these days. And it is hard for a parent to discipline without their child to discipline them back, because if they did something, the kid could easily say that, yeah, that, to a police officer, and the police officer will arrest the parents, and the kids will probably be either in foster home or somewhere else, and still doing not so good. So you have to really look at yourself as a parent, yourself as a person, and yourself as everything else. What can you do and what can you not do? And there should be even an even way for kids as well. Like if you did something that your parents know, and you did something that you shouldn't be doing, and the witnesses are not the witness, but the proof is right there. You have two things: police will talk to you, you know, and say, you're not doing, or your parents. But if your parents do something and then you don't like, they can easily do something to you. So basically, what you want to do is make sure that you teach your kids discipline as well as some other things. And if they try, and you can say, you can go to these places, but it will end up, you'll be ending up being uneducated and everything else. You need to scare them. That's basically what you need to do. You need to scare your kids a little bit so they have an understanding of what may or may not happen to them in the future. So, mm, Set up. I don't think I really need. He should be, you know what? I screw it. Um, 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 um. Mm. Here we go. Ooh, 11. Okay. Actually, you know what? Hmm. All right. I'll do let's see where we. Yeah, baby. Both arms are down. Ooh, almost got him down. Good, good. Ooh, yeah. He's running. Oh, shit. Hot dog. He gone. Oh, wow. Those are weird, man. Hot dog again. Cool. Nice. Those are weird. Okay, attack. Actually, you know what? This attack, but well, further. Right there. Yep. You bastard. Alright. No, it's his. God damn it. Okay, I'm gonna go, here you go. Boom, baby. Boom, boom, boom. And this guy right here. Attack with the I'll go with this one. Oh, he gone. Boom. Damn it. Didn't do any damage. A little bit I did, but not. Wild goose. Oh, he gone. Damn. Boom. Oh, cool. Here you go. Boom. Okay, who's this guy? Banshee. Here you go. Riddle. Donkey. That guy's one arm down. No, I don't need to. Yeah, they're backing up. Look at those missiles. Those are pretty powerful missiles. Okay, let's go up here. Attack him with that. Oh, yeah, bloody hell, man. Shit. Here you go. He won't be hurting nobody. Oh, you bastard. Actually, you know what? Let me just go here. Attack with the hot dog. There, both arms are disabled, so you can't really. Oh my goodness. Oh, missed. Shit. Here you go. Here you go. Damn it. Shit. This guy's all lucky. Same with him. The attack. Here you go. Sweet. Here you go. Here you go. No, not again. Nice. Ooh, one hot dog took him out. All right. Yep. Who was the strongest? The strongest was three of them. Four. Five. Five of them are 10,030 or 1,035. So it's pretty good. And Okay. I sure like to get whatever that they had there. Vehicles, weapons, red shoulder. Oh my god, it's just killing me. There. Parts, body. You can probably. Donkey. There. Should be good enough now. Parts. Right now, I think this is better. Yeah. No data. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Now, earlier I was talking about a lot of these things, about things physically and not. There are certain things that you can get, you could go and talk to. There are people out there that do meetings or do visits, for people that have Crohn's and colitis. You can always go to them, talk to them. Just as long if you know say if you live in the city and you grew up in the city and you know all the places that to go to, then you should go to it. But if you're like me, I've been here about 10 years now, and I'm quite happy that I've been here for 10 years. And that, but still, I'm not familiar wise with a lot of stuff, like the roads and all that stuff down here. Like you got fast-paced road highways, I'm so used to going like 60, maybe 80 kilometers per hour, and in that, so it's hard for me to move around because I don't like big cities like where I live right now. And I like to be in a smaller city, with a population of maybe just under 200,000 or so, or 250,000, is a perfect number for me. Like, there are a few places like that around, and others that are not. But my biggest thing is that I can't drive on these highways. I wasn't built for speeding, like speed on these highways. I was built as more of a country person than anything. Now, if you go and look at your Atlas or on the, Atlas or whatever, and see the population of a town called Kenora, Ontario. That's where I used to grow up. That's where I used to grow up and learn how to drive and all that stuff. And then you go somewhere, say like Kitchener Waterloo, Ontario, or Oshawa, Ontario. You look at the big changes in the highways and all that stuff, how it's totally different compared to up there than it is down here, where you have a highway going east to west, and down here you have a highway going east, west, north, and south. You're I'm kind of split in between two major highways that I don't like to drive on. I'm terrified of driving on these highways, that if I was somewhere else, I would be okay. But like I said, family, your mom or your dad, like my mom, it isolates me here. I can't go anywhere else but be isolated. And like I mentioned, I don't want to be controlled by my own family of what to do and what to not to do. And I am being controlled in a way that I don't have the freedom of moving. And when I want to move somewhere in that, it's not because I just want to go somewhere where I have a lot more space from my family so that I'm just out of the reach but close enough to go and visit. You know what I mean? Like if I'm like a 6 hour and 8 hour drive away from here, then that's what I want to be. I want to be at least 6 or 8 hour drive, and then I'd be fine. That's a place that I wouldn't mind being. I would not want to be any closer where I'm like an arm in the reach or a hop and a skip away. I want to be a little over an arm's reach away. But when you have people that, yes, I do have a sickness. Yes, a lot of people say a lot of things. But if you don't have control over your own life, you know, that it would control, then that control turns into something else, and it ruins that person. It ruins that person in a way that, this is it. Do I really want to, or do I really don't want to? And that's the thing. I don't want to be controlled, and I don't want to be isolated. But longer that I stay here, the more sicker I'm going to get, and who knows what else might happen. And I'm not too worried about that. I'm not too worried if I get sick, I get sick. Will I get treated? No. I will not ask for treatment. I will fight myself and everything else. I would not get treated for anything. If I say like if they say, "Oh, you're diabetic," I would not take those pills or anything else. I wouldn't refuse to take any more medication or anything like that. I refuse on just about anything. If it's pills, I will refuse. If it's needle, and if someone does it for me, I'll be fine. But if I do it myself, there's a good chance that my hands will shake far enough that I can actually hurt myself or even do something worse. You know what I mean? So it's always good to actually do something that you want to do, but try not to be something that you don't want to be. You know, like don't do idiotic stuff. Be smart about it. That's all I have to say. Anyways, so keep going. All right, let's go back here. I want to see. Oh. Okay, let's just back up. All right, let's go save it and exit. Duke, 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 Duke. Right now, I'm having so much fun with this game that it makes me concentrate on this game than anything else. But with my gut just, I don't know, singing to me right now, it's really hard to sometimes concentrate, you know? 11 again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this one. Yep. 11 is 11. Oh, that's. Oh, wow. Okay, that donkeys don't work dark well. Good, I should say. Oh, took a big chunk out of that. Bastard. Ah, you bastard. You bastard. Should just took his feet out on him. Donkey. Damn you. That guy's leaving. Uh-oh. We're gonna go with a hot dog. You bastard. He gone. Took the first guy out. Definitely got one. If you got him. Ooh, we're gonna go with this one. Shit. Rogue. He gone. Nice. He gone. Haha. Ah, shit. He gone. You bastard. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Ooh, gotta fix him. Oh, shit. Okay, he's fine. I just have to get his body repaired. Oh. He gone. Boom. Ah, you bastard. Slay. Well, at least I got a little bit out of him. He gone. Oh, what is he? He's a guy. I can probably put him right here. And destroy him with this. Ah, yeah. Bloody hell. Actually, you know what? Put you right here. Put you up here. He gone. Boom. Okay. Put him. Attack him. Yep. Alright. He gone. This one. There we go. Who's this? This guy I don't know. Buncher. Legs are gone now. Yeah, might as well. His arm is gone at least. Oh shit, I didn't repair my one guy. Yeah. Yeah, he gone. I should have repaired him, but I didn't. That's okay though. He gone. Yeehaw. Okay. Which one? Attack. Oh, you bastard. Okay, I go up here then. Here you go. Nice. Here you go. Here you go. Need to go down. Hot dog. You bastard. Okay, I'm alright. Here you go. Stay here. Go down here. Here you go. Gotta destroy him. He gone too. Boom. Right on. Just one death. Or one destroyed, but not death. Oh, wow. It's fine. I got plenty here. Alright. You know what? Now, I can check out what they got. Ah, still the same, okay. Parts have a body. Ah, this is new. Yeah, that'd be overweight too. That's new. CPU. Oh, look at that. Definitely, definitely. Yeah. Legs. Right, no, I'll just leave it. Body could be changed, but very little though. Don't really need. How about arms? Oh wow, the vampire. What the hell is this? Like a, oh, it has two things at once. A missile launcher plus a gunner, or a vampire arm. It says. I will try it out. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. As long as I can. Wow. Alright, same thing, parts. Parts. Wow, this guy is gonna be awesome. Might need a different body though. Do it this one. Legs will have to. Those legs will be good. Okay. Arms. Alright. There. Okay. This guy. This guy already has good legs. Hmm. Yeah, alright. I'll do it that way. There she blows. Keep it like that for now. Good enough. Sweet. There. Okay. Everything here should be fine. Um, Try out that. All right. Okay. I'm fine with that as long as I can get certain things here, right? There. The exit. There we go. Going to save. Alright, for the ones that are watching or the ones that are going to watch this stream, I'm going to end it here for today. I know that I talk a little bit more than usual, but you know, sometimes it is a bit better to actually talk things out and everything so that you guys and ladies know that sometimes when you feel low, there's always people that you can talk to, but if you can't find people to talk to online, if you can get online like the internet and all that stuff, you can socialize by doing stuff, even making videos, you know? If you are lonely, if you are a lot of other things that are happening, a lot of times you don't see yourself like, oh, maybe I do this or maybe I don't do this, you know? But there are several things you gotta understand. One is that it doesn't matter who you are, you learn from your parents everything that you should know, from school to whatever to anything. Second, technology is a lot more better today than it was back, say, like in the 90s or early 2000s. A lot of teenagers or myself particularly, we didn't have any of this, like YouTube persistence. I could talk to you and you can talk to me at the same time, and we both can like enjoy the conversations. You can watch me play a game or whatnot. I think in the near future, gaming's going to be a little bit more easier in the future. More people you be able to talk with more people, or people can come into your stream and say, "Hey, how's it going?" Where their camera will pop up on your end, but it may not pop up on other people's end. So you'd be talking back and forth, and the people may or may not see it. I think in the near future that may actually happen. I think we're very close on socializing as we go forth. What I mean by that is that as I am playing this, I'll be able to chat with some people on here without any interference. The only difference is that they got to figure out to put on the side. You have a thing, and it would say "incoming call. Would you like to take it?" And you say yes, and then you can talk as you're playing and socialize back and forth. They can also look at you when you are playing. I believe that's going to be coming up very very shortly, probably within 10 years. So I say somewhere in the 30s, 19 or 2030s. Will we be able to see that? Will it be anything spectacular? Probably not at the beginning, but it will get better as time goes on. I think by the year 2050, it will be a lot better by the year 2050. And so if you were born in the 19 or in 2000s, when you hit 50, that's when um, that's when you'll be able to see what is happening in front of you, or like you'll be able to socialize, you'll be able to do a lot of stuff. But the one thing that I'm concerned about is the war that's happening right now. Anything could happen, and everything could be backlogged, and technology will not come back for several decades, maybe a millennium, 50 years, or something like that. It's how we get restore, electricity, power, cable, everything that we have in space, and that it would take at least maybe a century or two to get back if we ever go and like if things start to go nuclear and that. But if it doesn't, and if we're on the right track, I think we might be able to see certain things happening, and definitely socializing a lot too. Can you socialize now? Yes, you can socialize now. You'll be able to go into a call, person will say, you'll be able to go and talk to them while you're playing the game, but they will not be able to see you, or you won't be able to see them. They'll be able to see you, but you won't be able to see them. So it's something I think will happen. I think that will happen in the very near future, just as long as there's no wars that are happening, because it could take several centuries, a couple centuries, I believe. That'd be 200 years until you get back into normal things. But time that is going to happen, everything will be lost. Games will be lost. Um, Vehicles, a lot of stuff that we have right now that we have is a thing that we have perceived today. But if we get stuck into this war, get sucked into it, and everything else, it will take several years to get back up and running better. It's going to get really bad very, very shortly. And it's not going to be any better or anything like that, but it will be something that will be terrifying. Hmm. So, I don't know what will happen in the near future. But I'm hoping nothing bad will come out of it. I hope everything positive will come out of it. But in our time, the baby boomers that are still around, when they get when they pass away, I'm not too sure what's going to happen at all. But I'm just simply saying, if this does happen, things will start to be a little bit more difficult in the future. And a lot of us are so used to using computers or iPads or even our cell phones to do a lot of our spelling. And if you don't go back to the original way, cursive writing and some other ones that you have, and without using a calculator but using your head and all that stuff, that will have to come back into schools. And the people that might be used of that will have to go back to the old days, the ones that were in the 80s, that were graduated and they worked in the 90s, or graduated in the 90s, and started their schooling to become a teacher in late 90s, early 2000s, and then they have to go back to it again. I think that's what might happen. A lot of times you may not see this, but that may happen in the future. I think a lot of things will have to be done on pen and paper. And pen and paper is going to be very hard to find because a lot of places are not doing papers very much, printing papers out and or doing anything like that. Everything has to be recycled these days. But in the future, I think none of that's gonna be anything. You're gonna have pen and paper no matter what in the future. But anyways, if you like this stream, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new here. If you are older and you already have subscribed to me, please put a thumbs up so that I know that you like this content. As well, I always love to chat with you guys. I always like to talk, and that I know there's a lot of things that I say that you may not like or whatever, but it's just by one person. There are a lot of people that may not feel the same way as I do because they have happy lives and all that, or they pretend that they had a crappy life and everything else. But you don't compare yourself to others. I don't compare myself to others. I don't. I compare to myself. And I hope that you guys do the same thing. Compare yourself to yourself, not to others, not to whoever, but to yourself. And that's the biggest thing that you should know, or anybody should know, that if you compare to someone, then you're not achieving your own goals. You're achieving someone else's goals and not your own. You got to achieve your own goals, your own life, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, what you like and what you don't like. A lot of people have to look at that way. But anyways, um, I will be streaming again tomorrow around 3, or no, not around that, around um, 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is New York time, if you wanted to know. Again, I'll be streaming around 6 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That is New York time if you wanted to know. Don't forget to hit notification bell button so you know when I'm on. And again, if you are new here, please, please, please put a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. If you are older, please, please, please put a thumbs up so that I know you like this content and everything that goes with it. Um, I had a great time today. I hopefully tomorrow that I will finish this game. I wasn't too sure if I'd be able to finish this game today or not, but I do think that I do talk a little bit too much. But this is how I am. Ooh, pardon me. But anyways, I hope you all enjoy your day, evening or morning. Anyways, wherever you are, have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending where you live, and I will see you tomorrow evening. All right, yo. Bye for now.